favorites time. I cannot believe it's already June. So, where do I begin? For those of you who are new to this channel and this favorites link up, I will just explain that on the 15th of every month, if you have a YouTube channel or a blog, we just share a few things that we are loving this month in our homeschool, whether those are products or ideas, it doesn't matter. The only thing that I ask is that in your blog post or your YouTube description box, you link back to this video so that everybody who watches your video or reads your blog can find where all of the posts are. And I will put everybody's posts in my description box as I receive them. So I leave the comments open for 1 week so that everybody has a chance to make their videos and get it up there, and then I will add those to the link. Is what's going to be first. Okay, I'm going to choose these. I showed these on my Instagram yesterday. My Instagram is linked below. These sticky puffs from Michaels. I also showed these in our Ivy Kids kit review because that was our first exposure to them. These currently are on sale at Michaels. I'm not sure if that's going to stay. If not, they're $7.99 normally for this bucket of them. These are little puffs made out of cornstarch, I believe. Basically how they work is your children play with them with a wet cloth or sponge nearby. They can just tap it on the cloth or the sponge and they'll just stick together because it starts to disintegrate a little bit. And once they're stuck together, they can be squished or molded or anything. They can build, I think this shows, there's like animals or a full house, or my youngest just makes a ball every time. So there's that. Actually, I think I have some. Okay, that's convenient. They just built with these today with their babysitter. So little people, and here's a little person. Not sure what that is. I think that was my 2-year-old. So they love them and they're pretty sturdy. So it's not like, they're held together with some really thin glue or something. They really melt together. Okay, and speaking of Michaels, while we're on the topic, my next favorite is the Michaels art classes. It's called Camp Creativity this year, and in years past it was called Passport to Imagination. And basically they are $5 a class. They offer 3 classes a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to noon. And each week is a different theme, but they don't have to attend all classes that week. So Mondays, they're doing one project to that theme, Wednesday's a different project, and Friday's a totally different project. So if they come Friday and they didn't come Monday, they don't miss anything. That's just a totally different project. So this week Monday they did the dinosaur themed one. They made these dinosaur silhouettes on some, it's made on little canvas. So they did 3 projects. They did this, they did a little journal, and they did like a little pterodactyl clip, and they did like a boneyard fossil picture. So they complete all of their projects there. It's nothing that they have to bring home to complete. And so for $5, you have to stay in the store. You don't have to talk me into wanting to stay in Michael's for 2 hours. So I get some alone time to shop and my kids get a really neat project time. So that is called Camp Creativity, and I will link it below if you would like to go. You pay on their website, and that guarantees your spot. My kids have done that. This is the 3rd or 4th summer now that they've done it. So it's really, I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Michaels fan. So that's why I scrapbook more often in the summer, because my kids are in that class and I have time to look at every little embellishment and really get an idea of my different projects myself. Speaking of art, while we're on that subject, I will also say that one of our favorites, just because it's summertime, has been a resource that I found through a friend's blog a couple of years ago. It is called Art for Kids Hub, and you may already be familiar with it. It's a YouTube channel and a blog, artforkidshub.com. It is free how to draw and painting and sculpting for kids. It's not enough to be a full art curriculum for your entire school year, but if you're just looking to kill time and have your kids do something productive, it's a great resource, and it's totally free. It's everything from how to draw like My Little Pony characters to really intricate designs, and my 7-year-old has been doing it for a couple of years now, and I'm really impressed by some of the I'm wondering if I have any hanging around. No. Well, anyway, I'm really impressed by some of the art that she does through artforkidshub.com. And let's see what's next. Okay, this is my big favorite of the month. I went ahead and made the investment to purchase this Pro Click. It's a spiral binding. Let's see. Here's the box that it comes in. So it punches 6 sheets at a time, is it? Okay. Yeah. You buy this and then a box of spines according to the size project you'd like to do. Now this was, I think, $60 on Amazon. Like I said, I'll add it to my Amazon store. This box of 25 spines with a 45-page capacity each was only $10. And the cool thing is that these spines are reusable. So when you finish a project, you can just open it back up and reuse that spine. So I don't know if I'll ever need to repurchase, you know, this size. Now I might, in the near future, purchase one that will hold 150 pages, just depending on the project. My friend who recommended this was, is a friend who uses this for her end of the year portfolio that we turn in the state of Florida for our homeschooling. And I think she told me about it last summer and I was really interested in it, but I couldn't justify purchasing it yet. Well, fast forward a year and now I'm seeing that some of the curriculum that I'd like to use next year in our homeschool is significantly less expensive if I purchase the PDF form. So ding, 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 I bought this because if I buy the PDF, for example, the Charlotte Mason Nature Journal, the full price is around like $25, I believe. The PDF is $12.99, so I can buy that once and have it for my kids, just bind it myself, and I save money. I can reuse it every single year instead of having to purchase a new journal every year. Same with the Bible curriculum that I'm interested in going through with my kids next year. The books, the workbooks and all that will be around, I think it was like $120. And the CDs that I print myself are like $71. So much, there's a huge savings if I choose to bind it myself. And I will try to show you in the air how this works. So basically, let me grab a couple pages here. So, try to like awkwardly hold this up and do it. Okay, this is far from a flattering angle, but I just want to show you how this works, and I'm short for time right now. I showed you these spines. I believe that I got it in there. Now, they came packaged very strange. So when I opened them up, they basically all fell out, and I couldn't fit them back in the box because they were all stuck together. So I have them in a mason jar. But basically, you just take one of these spines and put a few pieces of paper here, and you just roll this through, and you have, it just cuts them like that. And then all you have to do is slip it on, slip it on this spine. Then you just take this little tool that they send you with the spines and you pinch it at the end, slide it right on through 1 or 2 times, and it is bound. That's it. So then you'd have, you know, say 45 pages. And it's a full book. But the nice thing is that these are reusable. So you can also take this tool, say you get to the end of the school year and it's not one that you need to keep for the following year and you want to reuse one of these spines, or you need to edit and add pages as your kids complete pages, you can use this side of the tool, run it through, and it opens it back up. So you would never know though, because as it's closed, I mean, it's very sturdy. So that is how this works. It's very exciting, and I believe it punches quite a few pages at a time. Okay. Last but not least, these 2 books. Now pay attention, because one of these I'm giving away. As a homeschooling mom or dad, you are spending a significant amount of your mind and soul and your brain power in planning lessons and homeschooling and raising your children, and it is very easy, in my circumstance at least, I don't know how everyone is, but I lose sight of taking time to think about and pray for my husband every single day. So I love this book because just as there are there are enough Proverbs to read one every single morning, this book is just the same. There are 30 chapters, and each chapter highlights a different area that you can cover your husband or your wife if you buy the Power of Praying Husband book in prayer. So I did this Bible study with a friend a couple of years ago and actually bought the workbook, and then we read each chapter, and each chapter is a few pages long, and then at the end of each chapter is a specific prayer just in one area. So for example, his wife, his work, his finances, his fears, his choices, excuse me, his health, his protection, his integrity, his self-image, his obedience, excuse me. And so what I do is every morning when I'm finished reading whatever I'm reading personally in the Bible, I've read this enough that I know what the chapters are about, but I will just read this prayer and pray over my husband. And the prayers are not long. So, let's see. The prayer for his mind, this is the whole prayer right here. And then it also gives you some verses specifically relating to that. And just so you have an idea, the chapter, 1, 2, is 3 pages long. So I love this book for the purpose of just praying for him every morning. And just as in any other Bible study, when you're praying for someone else, you are also changing your own heart. And so I really love this because homeschooling parents are full-time teacher moms, teacher dads. And my first role in this house is to be a full-time wife. So this does help me, start my day off praying for him, thinking about him. And it does highlight areas that I might not think to pray for him or to care for him in. So this book I highly recommend, especially to homeschooling moms or working moms. Just when your mind is in a million different places, it's good to have a real reminder every morning. Also, this book that I showed in my FPEA convention hall, I told you that I was giving this away, so here's a little bit of a further explanation. This is called For Such a Time as This, and this whole book is, each story in this book is a story about a woman in the Bible, and then it also, has a section at the end for you to talk with your daughter about how this shows God's character and how this relates to our lives now. So for example, I have, the story of Rahab. Okay, many people are familiar with this story. The story of Rahab, so here's the story. It's beautifully illustrated. It's not too many words to read with them. So just 3 pages, and then there's a he, a me, and a she. The he helps you and your daughter understand what characteristics we can see of God in this story. So the he in this story would be redemption. The me is how this story applies to your daughter's life. And so this would be, we are never too bad for God to make good. And I mean, there's more, but I'm just giving you the general themes. And then the she is, and this is my favorite section, it's a section for you to pray over your daughter by name based on, there's like a blank for you to say their name, based on the story that you just read. So I love that because it hits so many different areas in your daughter's life. So for example, no matter how many mistakes blank makes, show her the power of your amazing grace. And I love this. I love this so much. So very excited to be going through this with my daughter, and I just love the different ways that the different angles that you can look at each story about God, about us, and then as a parent, just to be able to pray over your child. So I am giving one of these 2 books away, and it is a winner's choice. So if you would like to enter the giveaway, just comment below, just whatever you are going to comment. If you are going to comment, you don't even have to leave a comment, but somewhere in that comment, in parentheses, either write Power Praying Wife or For Such a Time as This. I will use a random number generator just as I did in my last giveaway. Whoever's number is selected, they will receive whichever book they said they would like to receive. I know these are totally, there's very similar but totally different. So if you think The Power of a Praying Wife would be more suitable to the time in your life, or a book for a young daughter, that's your choice completely, and I love them both, so I can't say which one I like more. So I'm leaving this open for 1 week, and whoever wins, if you will just, I will respond to you in the comment, and I will send you a YouTube message. If you win, you have 48 hours to contact me back, or I will choose the next winner. So good luck on that. And I think that's all I have to share today. I am heading out of town again for a few days, so I may not be as quick to respond with putting your links up in my channel, but I will get to them as soon as I catch Wi-Fi here and there. But yeah, that's that. So I appreciate you sticking along this long video. Again, eventually I'll get better at editing my words. And I can't wait to see what some of your June favorites are. I can't believe we're already halfway through June. It's crazy. So I will talk with you guys later. Bye.